Hello students, today we will learn about number play, which is the third chapter of the new NCERT class 6 maths textbook. And in this chapter, specifically today we will learn about playing with various number patterns. So basically we will start with section 3.9. So what you will do is you will learn with me now. So here are some of the numbers arranged in some patterns, number patterns, okay, and find out the sum of the numbers in each of the below figures, okay. And what you are required right now is to find if there is some other special way so that you can do this addition. So let's start with the various number patterns. So this is the first figure number pattern. Now let us do the additions. Okay, so first let us do the addition along this side. So let us do addition like this. So how we do this? 40 into 4, it is 160. Next, this term. So this is 50 into 5, which is 250. Next again 40 into 4, which is 160. Next again 50 into 5, which is 250. And then again 40 into 4, 160. So it is this. Next, you see there are other ways also. Say for example this one. So what is, how do you do this? So you do 40 into 1, 2, 3. So 40 into 3 plus 50 into 2, which is equal to 120 plus 100. So 220. Okay, so this is the sum. Next, this one. Okay, so this is again 40 into 3 plus 50 into 2, again 220. Next, this one. So 40 into 2 plus 50 into 2, that is 180. And this one is 40 plus 50. How much is this? This is basically 90. Again, this is your 180, and this one is 90. Okay students, so I have done a summary over here. So you see these numbers are added: 160, 250, again 160, 250, again 160. Next, diagonal, okay, along these sides. So this is 90, next 180, next again 220, next 220, next again 180, and next 90. Now vertical, this ones. Okay, so verticals now. So 40 into 3, 120, again 100, again you see 120, again 100, again 120, again 100. So these are the numbers you get to around. Okay, so this is 120, 100, 120, 100, 120, 100. Next 160, 120, 250, 160, 250, 160. Then the diagonal is 90, 180, 220, 220, 180, 90. Okay, so this is for the figure A. Okay, so this is the next figure. Again, let us do the addition. So along this we add the dots. So this is 8 into 1 equal to 8. Next, how many are them? Again 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 4 into 1 plus 1 2 3 4 5, 5 into 1 2 3 4, so okay, 4 into 5, so this is 4 plus 20, which is 24. Next again we will have 24, and then we have 6 into 1 plus 2 into 5, and this one is 6 plus 10, 16, again 16, okay, you see 10 plus 6, 16, again this one 24, 24, and this one is 8, okay. So now again if you do the addition on this side, you will get the similar number, which is 8. Next again the pattern is symmetric whether you see it from here or here, okay. There is a symmetry over here. Let me show it to you. See, this is the figure. Now if I rotate it slowly, hardly anything changes, okay. So this means that the addition numbers will be the same. So it will be 8, 24, 24, next 16, then 16, again 24, 24, and again 8, okay. So these are the numbers for the second figure, right? Okay. Okay, now this is the third figure. So you see, notice something carefully. So there are 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, okay. So more or less there are 8 columns in this, and how many rows? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, again. So 8 columns and 8 rows, but this side there is only 32, and this side there is only 64, okay. So if you do the addition, it will be just 32 into 8 and all that, and the result will be the same for each of them, okay. 32 into 8, okay, and the result will be, you see, again 256. So 256, 256, 256, 256, and this time it is 64 into 4, which is basically equal to 32 into 8. Why? Because 32 is basically 64 divided by 2. So you get 32 into 2 into 4, so the result is the same. So basically you have again 256. So each side the numbers is the same, 256 on each, okay. Interesting. However, on this side the numbers will be different. Why? Because on this side you see there are how many 32? 1 2 3 4, and how many 64? 1 2 3 4. So basically it is 4 into 32 plus 8. So 4 plus 2 into, so each 64 is basically twice of 32. So in a way you can say this is 32 into 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12, okay. So basically 32 into 12, okay. So it will be 384, same number over here, here also, and here also 384, but on this side it will be different. Why? Because it will be 32 into just 4, okay. And how much is this? 32 into 4 is basically 64 into 2, that is 128. So 128, again 128, again 128. So you see, this is the number pattern. Here everywhere it is 256, and here there is a variation because of this gap in numbers, okay. So this is the Next figure, and let us do the analysis like this. So how many are them? You see, it is the same. So basically 3 into 2 plus 4 into 3. So 3 into 2 6, 4 into 3 12, 6 plus 12 is 18. Okay, and you see on this side also it is the same everywhere, whether you see 3 like this or like this. So this means that everywhere on this side it is just the number 18. No, that is not correct. Actually it is not everywhere, but rather on this side only. You see, from here to here, everywhere it is 18, because you see here it is different. Here it is 3 into 5. So 3 into 5, which is 15. And here also it is 3 into 2 plus 4 into 3, back to 18. Okay. Now what about this side? Addition. You see it is 3 into all the way. So how many rows? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So basically 3 into 7, 21. Right. Next you see all 4 except 1. So how many rows? 7. So you see, do like this, 4 into 7 minus 1 for this case, minus 1. So this is 27. Here also it is 27. Here also it is 27. Fine. And this case it is again 21. So basically, students, pattern you can study and use the row and column knowledge to do multiplication and find the sum. Now notice very carefully over here that this block is basically over here. This entire block is 4, right? Next, this is your 3 block. Similarly, this entire stuff is the 3 block. Again, this is yet another 4 block. And again, this one is a 3 block. Here also we have got a 4 block. Now in the previous case, here we have already talked about this. Basically this was entirely this block entirely 32. Again this was 64 block. Again this was a 64 block. Now previous figure, again you see this is basically a 5 block, 5 block, 5 block, 5 block, 5 block, and rest everywhere there is 1. Okay, and this was the previous figure. Okay, this was the numbers I mentioned over here. Anyway, so I have done for these dot figures, I have done this blocking, figure blocking. Okay, now we have got this figure at hand. How to analyze? Okay, first observe that you will see only 3 numbers, 15, 25 and 35. Next, the point to observe is that the junctions, all the junctions like this, you have got only 3 numbers, 15, 25, 35. See the junctions, they have got only 3 numbers, all the junctions. Let me figure it. Okay, here also See the junctions. So basically the structure is like this. Okay, so this means that in this figure every point which is a junction, like this is a junction, this is a junction. The junction will have the three numbers on the three sides of the junction. Okay, that means on these three sides, say this. On each of these sides, three numbers will be there, and one of them will be 15, other 25, and the last one will be 35. See, this is the structure of this junction. Okay, so this is the first observation. Next, you carefully observe the outer. So there is more or less a hexagon, right? But this one is basically, you see, remember the hexagonal structures? Remember we talked about in our classes. So this is the hexagonal structure, and there are overall, so this is structure like this, overall 7 hexagons together. Now let us consider the outer hexagons, like this one. Next, this one. You see what is happening in the outer hexagon is that once you have got a junction where on this side there is a number 35, then all the other numbers will be 35, like this. Say on this side it is 15, then all the other numbers are 15. Now this is for the outer hexagon, this pattern, you see, this is for the outer hexagon. Okay. Now the numbers for the inner hexagon can be written accordingly. Say for example, here if it is 35, here it is 15, then this is 25. Now you don't have to figure out the inner numbers, because once you have the numbers for the outer hexagon, the inner ones, you see, they are automatically coming in. Okay. And regarding the parallelogram on the outer sides, so this is this one, I am talking about these ones. So these ones, again, they are quite easy to understand. How? You see, on the outer side of this junction, if there is a number 25, then all the numbers of this parallelogram will be 25. Say here it is 15, so all the numbers will be 15. Here it is 35, so all the numbers will be 35. Here it is 25. See this point? So all the numbers will be 25. Here also it is 15, so all the numbers will be 15. Here also it is 35. Okay. So this is how the structure looks like. Another very interesting thing to observe is that, suppose we have got the 25 number parallelogram, right? Now you see, this is also the same. So there is a 1-to-1 correspondence. Same over here. You see, this is 35, then this is entire 35 group. Again, you see, this is a 15 group, right? And this matches with the 15 group inside. Again, this is a 35 group, and this matches with the 35 group on the outside. This is a 25, and this matches with the 25 group outside. See, this is also like this 25 group, and here we have got the 15 group. Okay, see, interestingly, if you look into the sum of this hexagon, the central one, the value is, you see, the value is basically 25 into 6, which is 300. How you say? This 25 into 6 is broken down like this. It is 25 minus 10 into 3, then 25 into 3, and then 25 plus 10 into 3. sorry, into 2. This is again into 2 into 2. You see, 15 is basically 25 minus 10 and 35 is 25 plus 10. So here we have got two 35s and two 15s and of course two 25s. So this is how you can do the breaking like this. Sorry, I would like to correct myself. This is not, yeah, just a second. Yes, this is basically 150. Sorry for this mistake. Yes, 25 into 6, now 300, 150. Okay, so we have to do this correction. Okay, so the central sum is your 150, right? What about this one? You see, this is again 25 into 6. So this is again 150. Now this one is 35 into 6. So this is more. Okay, I have done the sums. So the central one is 150. The 25 one is again 150. So we have got 3 150. Next, the 90 block. And there are two 90 blocks like this. Okay, two 90 blocks, two 210 blocks and two 150 blocks each. Okay, good. So this is the analysis based on the sum of the blocks, and this one was the analysis based on the junction of the three numbers. Okay, next we have got this figure. Let's try to analyze this. Just a second, before I proceed, let me tell you some more insights into these figures. Say for example this figure, the figure A that we first talked about. Here you see, if this is a number 50, then it is surrounded by the 40s. See over here, again the number 50 is surrounded by 40. Again the number 50 is surrounded by 40. So if you want to do a addition, you add all this stuff. So basically you add 50 plus 40 into 4. That is, you add the blocks. Keep on adding the 3 blocks, the numbers. Okay, like this also. See here also, it is the same. 50 surrounded by 40. 50 surrounded by 40. 50 surrounded by 40. So in this case also, if we want to do the additions, just add the 2 blocks like this. Okay, and you get the number. Good. Basically, you see, you can analyze the same picture using various other strategies. Okay, now again back to this picture. You can again do the analysis. See, so I have already told you about two very different strategies. First is the junction strategy. Okay, the second one was the sums. Now, interestingly, there is yet another way to do the analysis. Say for example, here you see, this is a 15 block. Okay, next we have got a 25 block. Next we have got a 35 block. Okay, again. So it goes like this. See? So 15 block again 25, 15 block, again 25, again 35. Okay, and then you consider the junction like this, and then you can get the inner circle, inner hexagonic numbers, and then from this number you can get the parallelogram numbers. So okay, so this was an analysis. Okay, now we will analyze this figure. Okay, the first thing to note is that what are the numbers involved. So the numbers involved are, you see, 125, 250, 500 and then 1000. Okay, now interestingly, you see 125 into 2 is 250, again 250 into 2 is 500, again 500 into 2 is 1000. Okay, the next thing to observe, you see, as we go inside, the numbers increase. You see also, if you go from this side to this side, the numbers increase. Okay, so this is the second observation, right? That as we move inward, the numbers are increasing. Fine. Another very interesting observation, you see. Okay, so the observation is like this. You remember the numbers. So numbers were 125. Now 125 into 2 is 250, and again into 2 is 500. Okay, so 125 into 4. Now you see what I am going to do now is the following. So this is like this, 125 into 4. Again you see, so this block on this side it is 500, again 250 into 2 is 500, and this is 500. So this is a way of trying to understand, you see. So this entire thing is 500. Again this two addition is 500 and this is 500. Same thing over here, you can do like that. So this 4, this and this, so the same structure like this, again 500. Okay, now if we want to do the sum, basically we can do like this. So how many 125s in the outer circle are there? Just count it already. So total number is 18. So the sum will be 125 into 18. Next, the inner circle. So it is how many 250s are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it will be 250 into 8. Next, again the inner circle, this one. So it is how many? You see, 500 into 4. And lastly 1000, only one. So this is more or less the entire structure. Okay, so I have written down the sum. So the outer circle is 2250. Next, inner circle is 2000. Again this one 2000. So more or less there are 4 layers. Okay, you can say the innermost is the 1000. So we have done an analysis of all the various pictures over here, various patterns. Okay, good. So this is our number play.